and it grows up with us. That's a certainty now. Yeah.
I think a lot of news media, when they talk about futures like this, they focus on what could go wrong. And that makes sense.
Yeah.
There is a lot that could go wrong.
Yeah. We should talk about what could go wrong so we can keep it from
yes,
going wrong. Yeah.
That's the approach that we like to take on the show is what are the big challenges so that we can overcome them?
Yeah.
What buckets do you think about when you're worrying about this future?
Well, there's a whole bunch of the stuff that everybody talks about, bias or toxicity or just hallucination. Speaking with great confidence about something it knows nothing about. And as a result, we rely on that information. Generating, that's a version of generating fake information, fake news or fake images or whatever it is. Of course, impersonation. It does such a good job pretending to be a human. It could do an incredibly good job pretending to be a specific human. And so the spectrum of areas that we have to be concerned about is fairly clear, and there's a lot of people who are working on it. There's some of the stuff related to AI safety requires deep research and deep engineering, and that's simply it wants to do the right thing, it just didn't perform it right, and as a result hurt somebody. For example, a self-driving car that wants to drive nicely and drive properly, and just somehow the sensor broke down or it didn't detect something or made it too aggressive turn or whatever it is. It did it poorly. It did it wrongly. And so that's a whole bunch of engineering that has to be done to make sure that AI safety is upheld by making sure that the product functioned properly. And then lastly, what happens if the AI wants to do a good job, but the system failed, meaning the AI wanted to stop something from happening, and it turned out just when it wanted to do it, the machine broke down. And so this is no different than a flight computer inside a plane having 3 versions of them. And then so there's triple redundancy inside the system, inside autopilots, and then you have 2 pilots. And then you have air traffic control, and then you have other pilots watching out for these pilots. And so the AI safety systems has to be architected as a community such that these AIs, function properly. When they don't function properly, they don't put people in harm's way, and that there's sufficiently safety and security systems all around them to make sure that we keep AI safe. And so the spectrum of conversation is gigantic.